This is the Uping stock trend prediction channel. So in this video, I talk about the prediction analysis of Tesla stock price fluctuation and the target high and target low for the next week. So today is September 23rd. In the last video I uploaded to YouTube in last weekend, I also mentioned the Tesla stock price for the following week. That's the following week after the last video. It will have a decreasing trend. It will tend to have a lower, much lower low price. So and also I mentioned that at least it may drop it down to $260. So in the last Tuesday, the daily low is around $261. So it's just $1 different from what I mentioned. It may drop it down to this price. So it is fulfilled on Tuesday, and on Wednesday it opened here and pushed up to the top yellow trend line on daily chart. Since it reaches to the top yellow trend line, exceeded a little bit, but it's still on the high of the daily chart. So it started to decrease, and Wednesday it decreased to this blue-yellow trend line. It decreased to this blue trend line, but since it's in that kind of a decreasing mode, so many people are nervous. So next day on Thursday, it opened low, and fluctuated around between these two blue trend lines. So on Friday it opened a little bit high and exactly opened on this yellow trend line. So because it's already pushed down to this blue trend line range, so it's a kind of in low price range. So when it opened high on this yellow trend line, so it becomes a strong resistance, and then it started to decrease and decreased all the down to the bottom blue trend line on last Friday. So many people will be interested in what will happen the next week. So early next week it may open low, it may open around this blue trend line around $240. So if it opened below this $240, it may have a chance to even drop it down to this $233, but it's when it opened a little bit higher than this $240 or $241, it may still have a tendency to push it up to this, at least to this 244 and to this $248. So if it pushed up to this $248, this yellow trend line, so it still have a decreasing trend, so it may start to decrease. So because right now last week it closed here. Last week you see it closed here, and it's still not touching this bottom blue trend line yet, so there's still a gap. So this gap, at least it will be fulfilled and filled at least this week. So it will still have some kind of a decreasing trend. The next week, the fluctuation range for the next week, it may likely to be located between this $236 and this $254, $254 and $236. So if it drops below this $236, then that will be bad. It probably may even drop it down to this $219. So depends. So at least this range is it will at least fluctuate in this range, and if it have a very strong increasing trend, it may have a tendency to increase it to a little bit higher band, but this $254 is still strong resistance if it pushed up to $263. So this is still a very strong resistance if we change it to monthly chart. And you can see monthly chart, and it currently closed here. So this is a target high and a target low for the current month. You see it closed here, and it not retouched this blue trend line on this monthly chart. So at least next week it will very likely to fluctuate in this range. So it still have a very strong decreasing trend. So this price is about $237. So it's kind of close to this tip of the weekly chart, close to this $236.7. So it's in this range, in this line, in weekly chart. So this becomes a kind of a threshold or milestone. If it could become a support, so it will fluctuate above this range. But once it can hold that price, if it break down through this price, then it will go down to this lower range. So that will still have this possibility on this monthly chart. That means if it dropped down below this $236, and then it may have a tendency to drop down even to this range. But right now this could be this $236 and $244 at around this price range is still a kind of a support. So right now it may have a tendency to maybe like a stand around this range and hold it in this range, and then it will have a tendency to fluctuate up. But definitely all these kind of trend lines will show you kind of a target high and a target low, or the effective support, effective resistance, and the effective support. So once you know if it opened for the next time frame and received the first data, and all other trend lines or other models like Blash model or trend map model and also this prediction model, then we'll also know the adjacent target high and target low, so you will get a better idea about if it will increase or it will decrease to a next band. So if you are interested in this kind of analysis and estimation, you are welcome to subscribe Uping Stock Prediction channel, or watch more video in YouTube, or you can find those tools in upingstock.com.